Stop! Police!
Oh, shit.
We have a potential 600 in progress for most of each. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here!
Hey, what's up? This is Community Service with Craig Conant. That's me.
Are we rolling?
Rolling.
Oh, hey. Welcome to Community Service with Craig Conant. I got my buddy Christopher Lund, newly found out. Oh, Jesus, I can't talk. Christopher Lund, not Lundgren. I call him the wrong name for a decade, and we established that last podcast. And I got my man right here, Andrew Delman, who has the love. You probably got better hair than anybody I know.
I don't know, though. You got some pretty good hair, though.
Yeah, but okay, it's pretty soft. I got some soft hair, but you got like some fucking killer curls, man. I'll post a picture of him.
Dude, I never embraced the curl until recently. I used to spike my hair as a kid. I think we all did, but I grew up in the Inland Empire, so I used to like spike it and bleach it. And then it wasn't until college where I just let it grow out. So I didn't even know what I had.
I spiked it for most of my life. It was just the thing to do if you're a 90s kid, but I bleached it once. And, yeah, then I realized I'm not an asshole.
See, no. It's so funny though, because I'm totally like in the IE, everyone was bleaching their hair. All the cool kids were doing it, but I was not a cool kid, but I wanted to be. So my parents were like, "If you get a 4.0, we'll let you bleach your hair." That's like the worst rebellion ever. Yeah. Like I got a 4. I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm cool.
I'm a rebel.
They're
I'm
like,
a nerd.
You're still in AP
it.
classes. You suck." I'm like, "Okay, fair enough."
I never fell into the trends. Like even like puka shells.
Oh yeah.
Even those assholes.
I never pukaed, but I did the rainbow sandals.
I never did rainbow. You see, like people. I think my sister. Somebody gave me pukas, but I never wore them. So I kind of partake. But
you ever get a shark tooth? You get a little shark tooth or a hook?
Never. Yeah. I had a little mushroom necklace.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even wear that though.
Oh, okay.
I wore it once.
Like the glass bead mushroom, that one.
Not a little wooden one.
Okay, nice.
But the dots were metal. It was like real craftsmanship. My
sister, she went to the Venice Beach boardwalk and she brought me back this mushroom.
She did. She gave me a mushroom patch.
That's hilarious.
My sister is great. She smoked me out for my first time when I was 12 years old. Hope you're not listening, Mom.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 12 and my sister smoked me and my buddies out.
That's cool though.
But we asked, we hounded her and hounded her.
Please, I know
like,
you.
It wasn't like she's like, "Here, hit this, kids." We were like, "Come on!"
Yeah, you had to beg for it.
And the crazy thing is, because of all, I'm gonna admit something I'm not proud of, because I'm a big fan of snitches get stitches and my father's lifestyle and me breaking the laws, and you just keep your mouth shut. I'm watching The Sopranos. Rats, yeah, fucking die. But I thought that drugs were, because in grade school and the DARE program, as I'm wearing a DARE hat, they teach you that drugs are the devil.
Oh,
like weed, they teach you even that weed is going to kill you.
Totally.
So I was watching that cartoon with all the about drugs are bad, where I had the Ninja Turtles and the Care Bears. Remember that shit?
Yeah, totally.
It had every fucking
all
cartoon.
The people you love.
All my idols, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Raphael, Michelangelo, they're all saying drugs are the devil. And guess what? I believe them. And they're not the devil, just mainly narcotics and years of abuse.
I bought into it too. I would have never done it at all. I was afraid. And then my dad, who's like, he's pretty basic. Like, he doesn't do anything crazy. Like, I've never seen him drink more than 2 beers in a sitting, But we were in the car one day, and he was like, "Just so you know, I know you're taking DARE. Most of it's right, but if you're at a sleepover, you should smoke some weed." And then he just kept going. And I was like, and then once he said that, I was like, oh, shit. And the next sleepover I was at, there was weed. And I was like, fuck, Dad said okay. Now I don't have to be a loser.
Yeah.
Now I smoke weed every day.
The whole point of me saying, and now you smoke weed every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, baby. I quit, but I'll be back. No, but...
You always say that. I feel like You want to be better. There's
I
a part of you.
do. I do. I mean, come on, man. Just give us some acid, dude.
Oh man.
No,
acid.
don't do it. Anyways, I found a pipe in my sister's drawer.
Yeah.
I always go through everybody's shit. That's how I found my dad's porn. That's how that's how
Yeah,
you live
yeah,
life.
yeah.
You go through everything.
Yeah.
And I found it and I gave it to my mom and I ratted
you snitched
I
her.
snitched on her.
Shit.
But that's because I thought that she was going to die, you know,
because
of the dare.
Got you.
So I was scared. I was like, "Oh no, my sister I love is going to die." I didn't know it was
Wow.
just fucking weed. And
You were gonna save. You were like, I'm
I'm saving
her
her
life.
because she's like 6 years older, so I'm like 10 or 11. She's
Yeah.
16, 17.
Yeah.
She's smoking weed.
Yeah.
I think it's the devil, but I just found it funny that I think it was like I was 11 and I ratted her out, and then I realized what it was, and then I was 12. I was like, "Hey, give me some of
And
that."
she's like, but she's nice to let you. Like, I mean, I would have been like,
I
fuck
didn't
you.
know.
Yeah.
She was mad at me forever, but I was like, I genuinely thought you were going to fucking die, man.
Was it
I
a
didn't
cool
know.
pipe or was it one
No,
of
it
those
was a
sketchy,
shitty metal one.
Yeah. Well, you never know when you see a shitty metal one. You're like, oh, it's not
I
good.
said this on the podcast, but if you have a metal pipe, kill yourself.
No, exactly. If
Fucking
it's,
kill
yeah,
yourself.
that's agreed.
Yeah, I have said this.
but it doesn't
I'll
matter.
say it
You need
again.
to reiterate it.
You fucking assholes with your metal fucking screen and your metal pipe
Oh,
that gets
God.
too hot. Go spend $20 at the
Just-
Venice Boardwalk
Yeah.
and get a nice piece of
Yeah,
glass.
Agreed. Even
It's-
if it's like a joke one, even if it looks like an elephant or something, like fuck it.
No,
As
man,
long
get
as
the
it's
nice
class.
penis ones, and then you can use it as a dildo on your loved one. If you're gay, you shove it in your man's
you
asshole.
go.
Hope he doesn't clench that butt too tight. You're gonna have a
Multi-purpose.
problem.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad.
Hey, this got real weird real
it did,
quick.
It
huh?
went there. I also don't. I also don't like the one.
No,
hitters.
don't wash it. I want resin in my bunghole. What were you saying?
I don't like the one hitters that look like a cigarette either. I feel like that's a waste of time.
No, chillums? Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
a chillum.
Yeah, I'm out.
You get a big fat penis pipe.
That's it. Craig Conant. If you said Craig Conant and Venice Beach Boardwalk, 10% off your penis pipe.
Yeah. That's just how they're shaped.
That's hilarious.
I found
Are you
that-
sponsored by MedMen yet or anything?
No.
Did you know? Well, you don't smoke anymore, but if you go to MedMen and you say Adam Carolla sent you, they give you 10% off. And that I'm like, that's some baller ass shit where your
Man.
podcast is sponsored by a weed store.
I
Like,
don't smoke weed, but I still would keep it on the streets. Fuck MedMen. Fuck any
agreed,
shop where
agreed.
it's legal. I'm going to my man where I get an ounce for fucking $100.
No,
That
I
shit's
hear you.
overpriced, dude.
It is so overpriced.
Get the fuck out of here. I used to buy 3 pounds.
3 pounds.
That was the most.
Just for you?
I'm not
or
claim-
were you like
No, I was
distributing?
drug
Oh, okay.
dealing.
I
Come
got
on,
it.
dude. 3
I don't
pounds
know.
for
I mean,
myself?
buying in bulk and then
What am I, Snoop a Loop?
Hey, I'm Jewish, so I was like, well, it's cheaper. I'll just keep. I'm gonna keep
I wish
smoking
you-
it.
I would keep like a quarter pound for myself, and it would last a very, very long time. I did smoke a ton of weed, and I was very sharing with it. But, you know, yeah, I just like a good deal.
See, but I love a good deal.
Who
But I
doesn't?
also like feeling like now at the MedMen though they make you feel like there's a story behind it. They're like, this is Umberto and he grew it, and I'm like, oh okay, on a
That's
ranch.
them making shit
Yeah,
up
it's
to
like
boost
when you-
sales.
yeah.
That was grown by my buddy in the hood.
Yeah,
in
it's
his
like when you go to the
garage.
restaurant, they're like, these avocados are from, like, I want to know where my
The
buds are
cartel
from.
grew them, and there's cocaine on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking eat it and sniff the outside.
That's hilarious.
For being sober, I sure do promote drugs a lot.
That is true.
Ah, jeez. I don't know what to do.
Was it hard to quit?
Extremely. Yeah. I just got real sad.
Do you know your day? Do you know your day? How many days you've been sober?
I do. I forgot. No. I wrote it down. Otherwise, it would have gotten lost in because I didn't think of it that way. I didn't think it was a big deal. But
Oh yeah,
it was August 10th, and I still forgot the year. But I'm over 5 years sober
that's great. From everything.
from everything. Not a goddamn thing.
Wow.
Although I took some CBD,
Oh okay.
and I swear to God, that shit made me high.
Yeah, I mean, it still makes you it makes you feel different. So it's not
But
like.
there's no THC in it.
Well, it depends on what CBD you did. Like some of them are like it's 9 to 1, or it's it's like
Yeah.
if you do pure CBD, it shouldn't make you feel high. It should make you feel really relaxed. But then again, it's fucking weed. You know, it's from weed. Yeah. It's,
But I was told that it is the part of the weed that does not get you high. So you get the benefits, but you don't get high.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. I don't know what you did, but
I don't know what I got.
Yeah.
But it was like 18-1. Like it says 0.01% THC, but it's like an inactive ingredient.
But how much did you do? Because
too much.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why.
Yeah,
because like 4. I would do like one, and then I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like my anxiety's gone. I'm just chilling. And then the next day, I'm like, let's just do 2. When I did 4, I started panicking, and I'm like, that's not. I did too many.
Yeah. I can't even take vitamins correct. You know?
You're like, I love the taste. I'm gonna take 10 vitamins. You're fucking jacked up.
I've been fucking sniffing vitamin C, dude.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus Christ! I can't
hilarious.
even take vitamins right. I'm a fucking
Is
addict.
that why you're always amped up? You're just snorting vitamins whenever I see
fucking
you?
that B12, man? I fucking shove these 2 pills up my butthole. It
That's not how
absorbs
you
quicker.
take 'em, dude. Just
Oh
take it with
Jesus
water.
Christ! You know how you pee like fluorescent? Have you ever had fluorescent
dude.
turds, dude?
Oh my
Man,
God.
you're not living till you have a glow in the dark turd.
Damn, dude, you're still living on the edge. You're the craziest sober guy I know, dude.
I try. I fucking try. Yeah, I'm just sick of it, man. I just want to fucking.
You got to get addicted to something else. I mean, you're addicted to succulents, right?
I'm
now.
addicted to gardening. I didn't even say addicted right. I said addicted. Jesus Christ. I'm the fucking most retarded sober guy you ever met.
Man, this just took a turn
I quit life. I'm going to die today.
from being too sober.
I'm gonna
He died from being too sober.
choke on a snake plant and just
A snake
call it
plant?
quit. That I was just.
Oh,
it's
okay.
right there.
Okay. Is that what it's actually called, or did you just make that up?
No, that is the. I don't know the scientific name, but yes,
That's
that
what
is
you call it.
No, that is what it's called.
Okay,
in,
because
like,
when we were on that show in Venice, you said, I love rosemary, and I've never heard it called that.
Oh, I was supposed to say rosemary, but
yeah.
I'm just kind of off.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, rosemary, and now I only call it rosemary. But when you said snake plant, I'm like, I don't know if this guy actually knows anything about plants.
No, I don't.
He just names them what they look like.
I get everything wrong. But yeah, like his name, like Rosemary, like I just said addicted or whatever the fuck.
But that's what makes
It's
you
not
funny.
even on purpose.
You don't, yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
But
sad part.
that's the best part.
It's part of your charm.
It works out comedically, but sometimes I'm like, am I losing it? Have
Am I actually
completely
funny?
lost my
Are they
mind?
laughing at me or with me?
Yeah, at that point, it doesn't matter anymore as long as they're laughing.
That's fair.
But yeah, I get it wrong all day. So much so. I can't even give you an example, but it's just on the daily several times. That is called the snake plant. Back to business. It'll have like a scientific name like fucking Herbidlish Rocketish or whatever. I did make that up. And that's way off. But it'll have like a real excuse me.
That is hilarious.
It'll have a real name like that. The middle one is called the nickname is called the gold dust plant, but
Nice.
that also has like a fucking Crotius maximus real name.
Yeah, a Latin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but I know I know it was pretty, and then I found it was called gold dust plant. And,
That's hilarious. I like
another
that.
nickname for gold dust is heroin. It's like I'm
Yeah.
just attracted to even the drug plant that's not a drug plant.
You just got to keep it around you.
Gold Dust Woman by fucking
Oh, that's such a
Stevie
good
Nicks or
song.
Fleetwood Mac. Oh,
Yeah.
man. What a beautiful song about
It's
a
amazing.
junkie. Huh?
Really, I know.
Fabulous.
My wife kills all the plants because she overwaters them.
Tell her to knock it off with
'cause
so
she-
much love.
No, yeah, that's the thing. She loves them too much, and doesn't have the best schedule, so she'll just water them all the time, and they just die. And I'm like, you're
Yeah.
overwatering
A plant
them.
is a good, they're like relationships. Too much love, you smother it, you kill it.
The crazy
Not
thing
enough,
is,
they
though,
die. You gotta
at
give it just
Lowe's, you can return the plants, and they'll just give you.
and Home Depot.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And she does it For me, I don't have the balls. Like, if I killed the plant, I killed the plant. I'm buying a new one. I'm not going to show up and be like, yeah, I wasn't responsible enough with this. Give me another one.
I'm not proud to admit I've killed some plants, and I've returned one, and I did that because I took perfect care of that.
Yeah.
And it went to shit.
See, that
and I
makes
was
sense.
principled.
That makes
I was
sense.
mad. I was like, you sold me a busted plant. I put my heart and soul in this. But if I killed it, I did it.
No, see, that makes
That's
sense.
my fault, and I'm not gonna return that.
That makes sense. But I know she's killing them, and she's bringing. It's just
See, your wife's just a bad
She's
person.
a bad person. But I'm stuck now, and she's gonna kill me by overwatering me.
She's gonna kill you after listening to this podcast.
Oh, she won't
You
listen.
agreed with Craig that I'm a bad person. You called me a plant murderer. Come here, you little Jew boy. I'm gonna get
Drink
you.
this water, and she just keeps watering
I
me.
called you a little Jew boy.
It's all right.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not the first time. It's definitely not the first time.
Well, I'm not making it in Hollywood.
That's all right.
No,
we're
it's
we're
all
on the way out.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I mean, Harvey Weinstein and all them, like, they're just taking the rich
I
guys down.
found out I'm a percentage Jew.
You were like, I'm excited. What
I
do you
was
mean
excited.
it's out?
I'm the brown one.
No, I can't even get into I tried to get into the CBS diversity showcase, and they're like, "You're not a diversity," and I was like, "I'm Jewish though," and they're like, "That's not a diversity here." But there's no. I mean, the rest of the world, we're still, but not
you're
here.
Absolutely a
Not here,
minority,
so.
diversity, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever opportunity I wanted, I couldn't have it.
So I found out I'm Jewish, dude.
How'd you
My
find
uncle
that out?
took out the DNA test.
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
make clones of him and sell his organs on the black market. I
Yeah,
told him not to do it.
No.
I listen
Yeah,
to Bill
yeah.
Burr too much. But
Yeah.
they're gonna harvest him and clone him and sell his DNA on databases.
They definitely will.
Anyways, very good
But
fact.
how did they find out that you were part religion?
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand. But in the DNA test,
Okay.
we found out I'm Middle East, I'm Kuwaiti,
Yeah.
Spanish,
Okay.
fucking Sephardic
Yeah.
Jew.
Okay. Sure.
So I don't know. I'm new to this.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm supposedly Catholic. I don't buy into that bullshit
a
either.
lot of it's so weird. Like the Catholic Jewish line is so strange. There's so much crossover. But
So
if you're from the Middle East back at that time and you're Sephardic, then there's potential that you have like now probably Israeli, but like Middle Eastern Jewish blood. Everyone technically was probably Jewish if they're like Ashkenazi or Sephardic or any of that at some time.
So that's what I'm fucking confused. Like I know, obviously, I'm not that ignorant. I know,
Well, you're not. You were
Judaism
never
is a
raised
religion.
religious. Like whereas like my family like went to synagogue. We grew up celebrating Hanukkah and Passover and
Yeah.
like, did all that. Like so, you might have like Jewish blood back then, but I mean, who
Yeah,
knows?
no, I
Who
know
knows
I'm
in
not
that-
religious.
Yeah.
Did I even say that right?
No, you did.
Judaism?
Judaism.
Judaism.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Judaism, it works.
Hey, man.
Tomato. Yeah.
Rosemary.
Rosemary. You still said it wrong. You said rosemary. How did you find a new way to pronounce it wrong?
I genuinely forgot how I said it, and I was trying to
Is
remember.
it Rosemary or Rosemary? Do you sing parsley, sage, rosemary in time? Is that how you sing the song?
Most of the time, my brain is trying to remember how to do something, and then
How
I
many
don't-
drugs did you do?
Dude, I was on drugs. I for 17 years. So
Yeah.
weed. I started smoking weed at 12.
Okay.
And then,
take us through the
and then the
timeline.
alcohol crept in at 15,
Yeah.
and then the narcotics crept in at 20.
When we're saying narcotics, you're like,
All of it, whatever's there, man. I don't discriminate.
okay. Did you
You
ever do
Jew boy.
IV drugs?
I never shot up.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I had
Thank
many
you.
opportunities to.
Yeah.
I knew better. My buddies started getting into that, and I already loved the drugs that they were shooting up.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I went down that rabbit
It
hole,
was
I
just
probably would
donezo.
never come back out.
Totally.
So I passed.
Man, that
And,
you still had control
Ugh,
even at the
I
bottom.
kept one hand on the railing.
Yeah.
I knew I had to get out. I knew that I was smart enough to know that keep your one hand, although my whole body was submerged in the water, I kept a fucking hand on the rail.
I do that now all the time because it's like I do enjoy weed because as being a little Jew boy, I have so much anxiety that's just natural and
Yeah.
being Jewish and like I like CBD and weed a lot and that helps me. But I know, like, people are like, have you ever done Adderall? Have you ever done this? I'm like, no, because I know how much I like to drink beer and I like to smoke weed, that I don't need any more
Adderall
things.
is the best.
I know, and everyone says
It's
that.
the best.
But I'm not doing it. I can't
did
go
coke
down.
for years before I discovered Adderall, and I was like, "Wait a minute!
Yeah.
So there's
And it's
cocaine in a
clean?
pill,
Yeah, and they
with
just
little
give-
to no come down,
Yeah.
and it lasts for 5-6 hours.
And I just have to ask a
Give me
doctor.
8 of them.
And they'll just give it to me?
Oh man!
Yeah, I never did any
You
of
know
that
you
shit.
could snort it.
My old roommate used to do all that
Oh,
stuff.
dude!
Should you?
No,
Well, I know.
no,
but you
unless
could.
you're a little fucking pussy.
But should you snort vitamins? No, but it just makes it work faster.
Do you want fluorescent turds or not,
Yeah.
man?
You gotta commit.
You gotta commit. Don't snort
I did-
Adderall.
I've
But if
done
you
it.
do, prepare for a boner and a good time.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah, I did acid 3 times, and it was always like
The best time ever.
it really was. But I was always like, because I get timid, but it's always like you're with the group, and you're like, I always was peer pressured into the acid, but I always enjoyed it.
It's so good.
But I'd always go too far. Like, I get that weird, like, some people are programmed where they can just do drugs and drugs and more drugs, and they're never afraid. It's always fun. For me, there's always a moment where I cross the wall and I'm too freaked out, and then I come back.
Yeah, the deep end.
Yeah, the
I've
deep
been
end.
in
I go
there.
the dark
It's
place for a
scary.
long time.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
Most people do. You just gotta keep it together and hide it,
Like, I can't tell you how many times I've done a drug and some guy has to be like, now you see this? This is the ground. And I'm like, I know it's the fucking ground, but I'm in outer space right now.
I know where I'm at, asshole. I'm still fucking dying in my mind right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know I'm on a swing set.
Yeah. Dude.
I hate and love my podcast, but how I'm trying to do it to make supposedly, I'm trying to inspire people to get clean and get sober, but yet every episode I do makes me want to relapse.
Yeah, I don't know. You literally texted me, we're going to talk about drugs. I'm like, I'm in.
It's not all I said. What
No,
did I say?
I forget.
It was
You
a
also
funny
gave me your
text though. It made me
address.
laugh after I sent it.
That
Let's
is
see.
true. Just drugs and poop is what you said.
Oh yeah.
We've gotten to poop. We did get poop already.
We'll get there, yeah. So I said, so for the most part, we talk about poop and drugs. Real highbrow stuff. And he wrote, LOL, great, love it. And, yeah, that's a real text, verbatim.
That's it. Well, yeah.
Let's talk about freaking out, though.
Yeah.
I've always... So I've done acid a shit ton,
Okay.
shrooms even more so.
Yeah.
I actually haven't done acid that many times, but enough. I don't know, 6-10 times. But mushrooms I've eaten 50-60 times. I
Yeah.
don't even know. But I always have, every single time I'll dip my feet in the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
But from the amount of times that I've done it, I feel like that my time in hell gets shorter. But
Well, you learn how to deal with it. Like, even now, if I get too stoned or whatever, I know how to be like, it's not real. I'm okay. Like, you just learn how
Yeah.
to deal with it. The first few times, you're like, what the fuck is this? Because if you get too stoned, that's one thing. But when you do mushrooms or acid, you're like, holy shit, there's more you can go. Like,
Yeah.
like I've had some bad mushroom trips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been under the covers with the walls closing in on me and
Yeah.
vines growing to strangle me out. And I ran to the bathroom and puked and was like, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You can get through this."
Yeah.
And that was in high school. I was drunk, shit faced at my buddy's house. And then we mushrooms, and we're laughing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're
yeah.
having the fucking time of your life. But it's high school, and then I get the phone call from Philip, my mom calling me. Where the fuck are you? She doesn't even cuss, but she doesn't
Yeah.
even sound like that. But she's like, Philip,
You
get
can't
home.
even call me Philip, you know.
Yeah, my name's Bob. And my middle name's Philip, and she's yelling at me, "Where are you? Get home!" And then I get home. Now I'm shit-faced drunk
Oh, my God.
on mushrooms at home with my mother in
Yes.
high school. And I just go straight to my room, and I'm just like, oh, my God, what
she
have I
catch you?
done? No.
No.
No,
I had a similar we had just graduated high school, and I was always the timid one. Like, I would do the drugs, but I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm a little afraid, and we didn't have Google or YouTube. I couldn't look it up. So my friend, he knew that I probably would want to do it, but I was going to be afraid. So he did the mushrooms, and he asked if I would just be the safe guy. And then he asked if he could make me a sandwich because it's fun to make shit when you're on mushrooms. But he only had crunchy peanut butter. That's what he told me. He poisoned my fucking sandwich with mushrooms.
That's a good guy.
I know, right?
I like
he
your
pushed
friend.
me in, and I just remember like eating it. It was fine, and then we were watching like Flavors of Love or whatever, and then all of a sudden like Flavor Flav just like looked right at me, and I'm like, oh shit, and I turned and look at him, and he's smiling like the Cheshire Cat, and I was like, oh shit, and he's like, just go with
Here
me.
we go.
Yeah, and so then it was fun. We're having a great time, but then his sister shows up, and she's like, Grant, you have to drive me because my car is broken down to Grandma and Grandpa's place so I can use their car. And he's like, all right. And he goes, you cool, man? I'm like, I don't know, dude. And so we're driving in this car. It seems like a video game. It's like pixelated.
Absolutely.
Out of control.
Everything you hit, 100 points.
And his sister is like that girl who we always had a crush on, and she has no idea.
Yeah.
And then we get to the grandparents' house. I didn't realize this, but it was an old person's home. I'd never been in an old person's home sober, and I'm fucking out of my mind. There's like a lady in one of those wheelchair electric carts just going in circles, and she's just smiling. I looked at everyone in there. I'm like, oh shit, they're all on the same shit I'm on. Like, they're all fucked up. They're playing bingo for reals and shit.
Sounds like a horror story.
Oh, it was horrible. And so then we go in the and then as we're walking down the hallway, everyone's doors are open because they're all like lonely and they want to hang out, and I'd like pop my head in each room, and they kind of decorate it like that's the last place they're ever going to be, so it's always decorated like the last house they had. There's like 80s Arizona style, and then like mid-century modern, and like so I'm like fucking time traveling as I'm walking down this hallway.
Man.
And then we get in there and I'm just out of my mind, and the grandpa like makes a phone call. And then we were hanging out, and then a few minutes later he gets a phone call, and he's like, all right, it's ready. We walk down to this living room. It's a fake living room. He made the call. They put like family pictures and stuff around this living room. But it was like a normal living room that everyone could use if your family was coming, and they make it feel like a house. I was just out of my fucking mind.
That is
way
not
too
the proper environment for your first time on mushrooms, sir.
My first time.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was bad news.
That sounds like hell on earth.
But then I did it again.
Hey, yeah, of course you did.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
But I've never done ecstasy again. I did it once on accident.
Your friend is horrible. Hey, let me dose you with mushrooms for your first time, and then take you to an old folks community.
It was
That's a sad, depressing thing, even on your soberest, happiest day.
But it wasn't
'cause
his
you see
fault.
where you were all headed, which is fucking death.
We were supposed to just hang out and watch Flavors of Love. We didn't know his sister was gonna come.
You're supposed to fucking watch Wizard of Oz to the Wall soundtrack by Pink Floyd, or Dark Side of the Moon.
Or whatever. At that,
Or
it doesn't
Fantasia with
matter.
Mickey Mouse and
Yeah, we didn't do it right.
with your tweaker buddies at a fucking house where the mom's on the drugs with you. You know, that's where you're supposed to be.
Agreed.
A safe space.
Yeah, it wasn't
Everybody's fucking drugged out.
Yeah, it was
But
bad.
you made you made me remember something that I wish I didn't remember, 'cause I'm going to share it now.
Yes.
And I don't know if I'm going to lose my career or my following or what, but so your buddy he spikes you, he dosed you. So when I was in my deepest darkest days of drugs, and I was severely addicted to Oxycontin.
Oh shit.
And I used to sniff them and smoke them and
Scratch
swallow them and scratch them. I did all of it. And anyways, my buddy, he's a good buddy of mine, and we love cocaine, and we did coke together, and we drank and ecstasy and
the Koch
mushrooms.
brothers.
We did all drugs together except for opioids. He was very against opioids because his buddy had overdosed on opioids. And I just called him a pussy, you know?
Yeah.
You got to come over to my side, get on my level. Anyways, I had a little plate, and OxyContin's white.
Oh.
So I said, "Hey man, you want to do some coke?"
Yeah.
And he takes a fat rail
Yeah.
of what he thinks is cocaine. He sniffs it and he looks at me and I'm just smiling like a fucking like the evil cat on the. And then he goes, "That's not coke." And then I go, "Nope, it's OxyContin. Enjoy the ride, brother." And then he goes, "I told you I never wanted to do Oxy in my life."
Oh, no.
And then he goes, "Hey, that's pretty good." He's like, "Let me get some more of that." And then he takes another rail. And then we just start, we're just both drug addicts. Just him not on opioids yet, you know?
Yeah.
And then we go, "Hey, let's take bong hits of it," you know?
shit.
And we took bong hits of OxyContin. And then we both
Jesus.
get dope sick and we puke. And we drink fucking tall cans. And then we drive to Palos Verdes and climb cliffs all doped up on drugs. And then we're still alive. He's gay now.
He did too much.
He
Well,
is.
I think you did your what you wanted to do, and you now have scared people back out of using drugs.
Yes,
So
I
you're
scared
back.
him out of the closet. I did my part. I was doing the Lord's work. See, people?
I did that once. I was in San Francisco and we thought they were doing cocaine, but they were rich kids, so they were doing like designer drugs. If you've ever heard of those, 2CB, 2CI, like you got to make this shit. And I had no idea what it was.
I'm glad I was in the knockoff era. Huh?
Yeah.
That's a dad joke.
Back in my day,
Back in my
weed
day.
was actually just a weed.
We did the bootleg stuff. Designer.
I was smoking oregano.
Diesel, what's that?
Yeah.
I smoke weasel. I don't know
Had
what
Maui
just happened
Wowie.
here.
No, but there was something I didn't want to do any of it, and there was something I thought was cocaine, and I did a line of it, and you very quickly realize it's not cocaine.
It was meth?
No, it was special ketamine.
K.
Yeah,
Oh,
ketamine.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Charles. For
Oh,
me
yeah.
though, I'm like I'm ready to get up, and I'm like down. I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I down?
Yeah.
Cocaine's bad.
Ketamine.
Yeah.
Cat tranquilizer.
Yes.
For the record, I just wanted to clarify. Kyle is okay now, and he is gay, but we all knew that before
Before
the OxyContin.
It just helped him know, but we
He just
already
helped
knew.
him. He was my best bud. We worked together at Trader Joe's for many years.
Shit.
And
Do you guys all just do drugs at Trader Joe's?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah,
Is
for
that why
sure.
everyone's just so chill?
yeah. That was my first joke I ever wrote.
My sister works at Trader Joe's. Should I be worried?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Get her out of there.
Yeah, she's
Get her
doing
fired
drugs.
quick.
Yeah.
That was the first joke I ever wrote. You want to know why Trader Joe's is #1 in customer service in the nation? And the audience goes, "Why?" And I go, "Because they don't drug test." Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I look like me, and it wasn't. I used to also say that it's not really. It's not. I forgot. It's been so long, but it's not really a joke. It's more of a fact.
Is there anyone who's like just high on life at Trader Joe's? They're like, they
Yeah,
don't
and I
do
don't like
drugs,
those
but they're
people.
like super
Yeah.
straight.
I don't like
yeah.
those people. I feel like they drown kittens or something.
Yeah, they have. There has to be.
You
a
can't be
darkness.
that happy.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You fuck.
Yeah.
Where's your sadness? It's
We
yin
all
and
have to
yang,
have it.
man. Dark side. Yeah,
I did smoke weed with my dad recently, though, so that was a big win for me.
I did smoke heroin with my dad.
Really?
No.
Damn, I fell for it. Well, no, because you always
no,
make
no,
fun of
no.
your dad and like
Yeah.
shake up his beers and stuff. I don't know what
I
dark
did- I
past
smoked-
he may have had.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, he's just a raging alcoholic. But no.
He's just a rage
And a pothead, but pot makes him better. But no, I smoked with my dad, Mindy, for years.
Well, we never did it because my dad would always claim he's like super lame. He means well, but he's super lame. But he always like, oh, back in my day, like saying
Yeah.
what we were already making fun of. And now he wants to smoke weed, but he was too afraid that it would be way too potent than it used to be. He's like, I just want the seeds and the stems. I'm like, you don't ever want.
No,
that.
you don't ever.
Yeah. But at my wedding, he smoked out with me, and that was
It was a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was a
like
giggle
like
fest.
like a joint's going around in a circle, and he kind of grabs it, and it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. My sister's like, "Are you gonna smoke?" And he goes, "It's my son's wedding, damn it!" And just takes like a huge
That's
rip.
so funny.
Yeah, it was fucking
Oh,
awesome.
it's my goddamn it. Give me that shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I gave my dad all my old weed paraphernalia So he has my scales, my grinder. I had
Did you
to
give him any
fucking-
pipes that you were like, maybe wash that out? There might be some residue of some PCP in there.
No,
Angel dust.
I mean the opioids burned out long ago. You know, I can't believe I did that to him, and it's such a fucked up thing. But if you knew the kid, like we're still best buds
No,
now.
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Sometimes you just
I'm in
gotta
my
push
head
him.
like, oh man, this guy. People think I'm a fucking murderer. He's not addicted.
I'm not mad
to
at the guy who
Oxycontin.
did it to me because of that. I'm only mad at him because he ended up overdosing in my apartment and I had to save him, and he's okay now.
Yeah.
But like I'm like, fuck, you went too far. You know,
Too
like
far,
that's
you
what I was
fuck.
mad about.
Yeah, I actually just saw him recently at a wedding, and I said, "Hey, remember when I tricked you into sniffing a little synthetic heroin?" He's like, "Oh yeah," and he laughed his ass off.
So
It was
you're good.
awesome.
You're good. Sometimes you just got to push your friends. You know, like if they're too afraid to jump in the deep end, you just got to push them in.
I pushed him into being gay. I told him.
You did?
Every
You
argument.
forced him out of the closet?
No. Whenever we'd fight, because he was not gay yet,
Okay.
you know, or in the closet.
Yeah, he wasn't
And
open,
he
yeah.
he would, but it was clear.
Yeah.
It's in my act. I have a joke about him.
Yeah.
But we would get in heated arguments over whatever, and I go, whatever, you're gonna be gay in 6 months. You watch. And he's like, what? Like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, you watch. And then sure enough, like 6 months, a year later, he's like, I'm gay now. And that's the joke. This is a true story, but I tell it on stage, and it's one of my favorite bits. I was at a Prince concert with 3 friends, and
Okay.
they all came out of the closet that night.
And
it was my buddy.
that night?
That night, yeah. And in the joke, I said, I don't know if Prince put a little purple fairy dust in the air
no,
or
he
what,
definitely
man. But
did.
one
Purple
by
rain.
one, they came out. And
Wow.
then my buddy Kyle.
They
he
just
was-
had such a good experience. They're like, fuck it, I'm coming out now.
It was comical.
Or did like one come out and they're like, me too? Like, was it like a chain reaction?
That's the joke and the truth, as all my jokes are like, this is 99.9% true. I don't think I made up an ounce of it. But Kyle came out and he's like, I'm gay. And we all were like, no shit,
Obviously.
Kyle.
Yeah.
You have a fucking purse, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we know,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
We
The
know.
sidewalk knows you're gay, bro.
You're musical. You know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
just,
yeah.
you just, your aura is musical.
Yeah, yeah.
You
You
know,
don't
we
walk,
know,
you just
bro.
sashay.
We fucking know.
Yeah.
But then he inspired the girls we were with to come out. And
Oh,
then,
they were girls. Okay.
yeah. And then my roommate, she's like, I'm gay. And then my hairstylist was like, I'm gay. And then the whole
why were
joke-
you hanging out with your hairstylist?
I'm friends with everybody.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, we
yeah,
just-
I'm sorry.
we sniff
Just
synthetic
a weird-
heroin, bro.
weird
What's
group
wrong
of
with
people.
you?
That makes more sense. And then
then-
everyone comes out as gay, and then they look at you. and
Yeah,
you're just
that's
like,
the whole joke. They looked at me like it was my turn. I was like, I'm just really weird, man.
yeah, I'm just having a great time.
I just finger my butt when I'm on
Yeah.
heroin.
Yeah. That's
What?
not gay, is it?
That's not gay.
Man, you were walking the fine line though. Fingering butts on heroin. You were almost.
I just know how to live.
Yeah.
I'm in touch with my side.
You were one giving of a blowjob away from maybe.
No.
You didn't give it the old college try?
No, man, I can't suck a dick. That's gay.
It literally is.
Yeah, but you know,
That's hilarious.
you're on some meth and finger wanders up in your butthole, you know. That's another thing. That's just exploring thyself.
So when you only went to jail for the horse story? Is that
No, I went to jail 3 times.
really?
The first time was possession of a lethal weapon. The second time,
The movie? You stole it from a blockbuster?
what?
Lethal Weapon. Never,
No.
Bad joke. Dad joke.
Hey, your dad
They
jokes
don't all
are
hit.
striking out here, bro. Get a dad joke about some nice old, good old fashioned.
A lethal
Heroin.
weapon. So you had a lethal weapon.
Yeah, and then the second time was drunk in public. I ran from the cops, and they cornered me and drew guns on me.
Holy shit.
And I told that story, right?
That's not the fireworks story?
No, not the fireworks story.
I don't know. I don't think he told
It's a
that one
pretty
yet.
good one. I told it on other podcasts. This is the first time on here where I was partying with my buddy and then my tweaker buddy. So he's also Trader Joe's co-worker. So we're twacked out of our fucking skull, just drinking and drugging, popping pills and shit. And we go to Hermosa Beach.
Classic.
And we get kicked out of every bar we go in because we're
out of it.
fucking
Yeah,
trouble,
yeah.
man. And then as we're leaving, these girls that I knew, they were in like lingerie. They were just at a lingerie party. They're just dressed very provocative. They're like, we're going to a house party. We want to go. And we just exhausted every bar in Hermosa. We're like, fuck yeah. And we go to this party. And then my buddy's fucking numbnuts, and he's a fighter. And he like gets in a fight with a guy there, and he gets kicked out of the party. And he goes to me, give me the keys to your car. And I'm with the girls, so I'm like, all right, get away. Like, just go, leave. Here's the keys. I'm staying. Yeah. And then maybe 2 minutes later, I go, wait a minute. That's my car. I fucked up here.
Oh, my God.
So then I leave the house to go get my car back. And we're outside arguing. I don't even know what about. And the cops pull up. And I have narcotics on me. I have Oxycontin on me. And even in my fucked up state, I know, run. You
Eat
know?
them all. Oh, no, run.
Run.
Yeah.
And then I just run from the cops, and I stuff the Oxycontin in my nutsack, in my boxer briefs, you know. And what had happened was, so we were partying Hermosa Beach. We then take a cab to Redondo Beach. Mm-hmm. Me and my buddy are so fucked up that I have a white Ford Ranger. Mm-hmm. Outside this house is a white Ford Ranger.
My gosh.
He gets in this car and tries to start it.
Yeah.
And it's the neighbor's white Ford Ranger.
How did you get in?
It was unlocked.
Oh, okay.
Or the key unlocked it. I don't know.
Yeah.
My car is in another city. It's in another fucking city. And we're so drugged out that we just think that this is my truck.
My God.
We're arguing outside. And my buddy then starts to start this truck.
Yeah.
And accidentally steal this car. And the neighbor wakes up and goes, hey, get out of my car. And my buddy goes, fuck you. This is my buddy's car. And the neighbor goes, I'm calling the cops. He's like, call the cops. This is my car, my friend's car, you know? And so my buddy
But you're
tells...
already running from the cops, right?
No, that's I forgot to set this up.
Yeah, sorry.
So rewind.
Yeah.
So while I'm inside the house with this girl, my buddy gets in that altercation with the neighbor. I don't see or know any of that went down. I walk out and my friend, we're arguing, cops roll up. I go, ah! I just run down the block.
Oh my gosh.
Keep in mind, I forgot to tell you this. We had gotten off work. We closed down Trader Joe's. We're still in our Trader Joe's uniform.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in a fucking Trader Joe's t-shirt, hoodie, name tag, all of it. So now I'm going to jail outside this. Oh, and then when they
Do you have mugshots in Trader Joe's? Fucking
Yeah, I do. and then I forgot. I'm so dumb and smart that when the cops pull up, I go, I need to run back in this house because they can't. I'm safe in this house. But I'm so twacked out of my fucking skull that I don't remember which house it was that I just walked out. And I'm like, go back in the house. And I'm like, and I don't want to go in the wrong house because then I get a break and entering and then I get an extra charge. So I go, and I just book it down the street. They corner me in front of somebody's house. If anybody saw this, they just see two cops with guns drawn on this Trader Joe's kid. And and then they when they realize what I am and I'm wearing Trader Joe's shirt, they go, why'd you run? I was like, I don't know. I'm fucking crying. Drugs are in my nutsack though. And then I'm fighting with my buddy and I'm going to these girls. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. And I'm going, fuck you, Steven. I'm never hanging out with you again. And then he's like, fuck you. And we're fighting and the cops are laughing.
Yeah.
And then we go to jail and I keep like
They
arguing.
took you to jail for being drunk in public?
Drunk in public.
Oh,
He caught charges because breaking and entering the
yeah.
car. And I guess he stole a bottle of that guy's Vicodin that was in the glove box.
He had that much time?
He did. He did. And then so
Did they
now
find
I'm
your
in jail.
nutsack jugs? They find your nutsack?
I'm getting to that.
Sorry.
And then now I'm getting fingerprinted, and I'm telling him like, dude, you gotta let me go, man. It's fucking him. He's bad. I'm good. Let me go, man. He did it, not me. I was just running down the street, and then I go, I gotta go to work, dude. I gotta go to work. And they're like, what time do you work? I was like 5, and they're like, oh, you'll make it. It was just drunk tank, you know. I was like, no, 5 a.m. And they just start laughing because it was like 5:30. It was past. It was past the time that I had to work. And they go, you're not making it at work, bro. You're going to jail. I was like, I'm going to get fired. It's your fault. And now I'm in jail. And I'm fucking laying in the cot with that itchy ass wool blanket they give you. And and it's cold in there because they like to make it uncomfortable because you're in jail. You have those fuck faces. And then I pull the little bag of drugs out of my nutsack, and I'm just admiring the drugs, just looking at it like, I still got my drugs, bitch. You know, just thinking in my head like, fuck you, Popo. And then I look up, and there's a camera right on me, and I go, and I panic, and I just shove it all in my mouth, and I swallow it, and then I flush the baggie down the toilet. See, the smart move would have just been flush all of it down the toilet. But I'm like, no, I want to cheat death once more. So then they release me from the drunk tank early. You know, I don't even know.
Yeah.
And I'm let out of the drunk tank more fucked up than I ever was in the first place. And I'm just walking down PCH to go get my truck. And I stopped by a fucking Ralph's or a Vaughn's or whatever, buy a 32-ounce of Gatorade, and I just chug it. I'm so hungover. And then I just remember immediately puking it all back out right on Pacific Coast Highway at like 8 a.m. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm going right back in the drunk tank. I did not get arrested, and then I walked by my buddy's bong store. It's called Global Soul Surf Skate Smoke on 190th. And PCH at that time, and he makes bongs and bubblers and pipes. And I go, hey, what's up? I just got out of jail. And he's like, I can tell because I had a blood on my forehead from when the cops fucked me up. Jesus. I had a scab on my forehead. and then when he turns around, I steal like a pipe or a bubbler or a nug jar. I steal something. And you
just don't know when to stop.
No, I didn't. I didn't. And then I leave and I walk down the block and I feel guilty. This is how I know I'm a good person. And I come back. Oh, I stole this. I'm sorry. He's like, you asshole. And then I left. And then I went into I gave it back though. Yeah. I went into work the next day with a bloody fucking forehead. And they're like, because I did a no call no show, and I'm in the back with the managers. They're like, what happened? And I had all these excuses, you know. I was like, oh, I was in the hospital. I got hit by a car, or blah, blah, blah. And then I get in there, and I was like, oh, fuck it. The truth shall set you free. And I was like, I was in jail. And they just laughed at me.
That's hilarious.
And they just wrote me up and let me off the hook. And then my buddy, they tried to get me to rap on him because he did a no-call, no-show.
Snitches.
Too. And snitches get stitches. And I wouldn't say, but like, I mean, they fucking knew, you know. They're like, were you with Steven? I was like, no, I don't know. What happened to him? You know, like,
is he also no call?
Obvious. We're best buds. We do drugs together. We leave work together. We both miss work together. And they're like, were you with him? No. And he did not tell the truth, and he got fired.
Man.
And they just let me off the hook.
So you ended up getting fired for posting dumb pictures online, but this was okay.
Yeah, missing work for jail twice. That was the first time I missed work for jail. The second time was the firecracker horse assaulting incident.
See, that's crazy because now I feel like shit because I've applied to work at Trader Joe's a few times and been turned down.
You weren't a big enough loser.
I know. I guess I should take it as a compliment now.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's just weird how the truth really does set you free because I went in there with all these. I had an ammunition of lies just ready, rebuttals, questions. I got this. And they're like, what happened? And I had blood on my fucking forehead or scabs or, you know, whatever. And I was like, I was in jail. And they just laughed and laughed.
So funny.
And they're like, all right, get back to work, sign this. And then it worked. And then my buddy lied. and then he got fired. And then the second time I missed Trader Joe's work because I was in jail was the firecracker horse assaulting shit.
Yeah.
And it made the newspaper, and my manager was holding up the newspaper with the article right there, right in my face.
Gosh.
It was Daily Breeze, front page shit, you know? And then he's like, Craig, anything you would like to tell me that happened? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it, man.
Is your picture in the article?
No, thank God.
Okay, yeah,
thank God. No, but it was like...
Do you have a copy of the article?
No, because I mean, it still lives online, but I was so sensitive at that time.
Yeah.
I was on trial, and I had like
Oh, shit.
4 charges,
Oh,
and I
shit.
thought I was going to prison, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just a thing. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
And I literally threw away all evidence.
Yeah.
Just burned.
They're like, you can throw it away, sir, but you're still in a courtroom.
Yeah. I think I hid it away.
Yeah.
Just dispose of all of it is such a... Now I really wish I had it because it's so funny. I wish I screenshot.
If you're out there listening and you're a fan and you have a copy for Craig,
Yeah.
send it to the Trader Joe's.
It made 3 local newspapers, the
Wow.
Daily Breeze, the Beach Reporter, and the Easy Reader. And
Wow.
then there was an online article where the comments, like PETA was on there going,
Holy shit.
I want you dead. You should be ripped apart by horses. And then I got my druggy buddies
That's
going like,
hilarious.
fuck you.
That is a
you
hilarious, like, that they're so aggressive.
Yeah.
They're like, the horses should get to rip you
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
Drawn and quartered.
They said they want me ripped apart like that old
Fuck.
torturing method.
Yeah, that
and then
drawing and quartering.
PETA like came back because my buddy's battling them, you know. And I got tweaker druggy buddies, and they're like, "Fuck you!" He's like, "I fucking live here at this address. You come meet here right here. We'll fight. We'll throw down right now." And I'm like, "Dude, you're like it's all right, man."
And
Like,
the cop,
relax.
did the cop get bucked off his horse or her horse?
Almost.
Almost.
They went.
What do you think the cops, like, you know, the cops getting fucking wine drunk at a Christmas party and pulls out that story. How do you think the cops' version of that story
Oh,
was?
my sister knew police in
Yeah.
the police
And
department.
it made it a...
And they said that they talked about me at the precinct at their meetings, and they hated me. And because I was banned from Hermosa Beach Pier and Plaza for 3 years,
Holy
and they
shit.
not for a long time.
3 years?
No, no. I mean, I was banned, but they said like in the meetings.
Oh, okay, yeah,
they
yeah.
talked about me for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That if you see this kid, you fucking get him. We want to make an example
And
out
your
of him.
Trader Joe's mugshot on the wall.
Probably, yeah. And that's not the first time the precinct was talking about me either. Because another time did I ever do the raid on this podcast? Where I got raided by the police?
I don't think
Jesus,
so.
dude.
We'll do that one, another one. I want to spread
yeah,
these
you
out.
gotta. Yeah, you gotta save them.
But bottom line is, I farted on these cops, and I'll tell it later. I've been talking a lot. We'll dig into you, Andrew.
No,
but,
you don't have to. But
This is a separate incident, but this shit just sounds made up. But
it,
like,
it
I'll
really
fucking,
does. But
I'll bring
it's
the
so
cops
specific
on
that you know it's not.
I'll bring the goddamn cops on my podcast and let them. Oh yeah, he
that
farted
would-
on us.
That would be a hilarious episode.
I should get 'em, but,
Retribution. Be like, I'm sober now. I'm cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I
he,
wear a dare hat.
he so I farted on these cops when they were questioning me in the alley when they were raiding my place, and then I ran to him later at like just like on the street, but he was patrolling, you know, and I was like, dude, you remember when you raided me? And he's like, yeah, of course, you know. And then he's like, yeah, the cops at the precincts talked about you for a while, and they're like, remember that fucking retarded hippie that farted on us? And I was like, yeah, that was me, man.
So you farted on them, and then they got mad. And like, is that against the law to fart next to a cop?
They
or on a
looked at
cop?
me like, did you just
Yeah.
fucking fart on us, dude? We're the fucking cops, bro. Like, you can't do that. And then I'm just like this, like, I'm sorry, guys. It just slipped out. I'm fucking gassy.
They're like, no, you jumped up and shoved your ass towards us, like we saw.
Like, I mean, I'm a farty guy. Like, I can't even, I'm lactose intolerant
But
or
addicted to milk.
sensitive.
Yeah.
I am though. Like, I need chocolate, I need ice cream, I eat cheese, and I just
I hope you said
fucking
all
fart.
this to the cops.
And I let them rip, and it's
is
early in the
so
morning,
funny.
and that shit just happens.
That is so funny.
I'll tell that story in detail next time, right? Or just It's a lot of fucking. I've told that story. It's on my YouTube and shit, but I farted on the popos.
That is hilarious.
Oh, you got any good shit stories? You shit your pants?
I have shit my pants, but never around any cops or anything. Like,
And I don't want to hear it.
no, it's fine.
No, any good?
It was, we were like going, like me and some of my friends, I don't remember why, but we were going to go on like a road trip. And it was just like every stop we'd buy road sodas, beer, like whatever we could find, just drink the whole time while we were driving up the coast. And I just remember it'd been like 3 days of just drinking shitty beer,
Yeah.
And one day, like, we stop at a gas station. I'm looking, and I didn't pack well. I didn't know what I was doing. I like was just wearing the outfit I had for like days, We're in the fucking gas station, and I'm looking for more beer, and I just go to fart, and it's like butt pee, just like just straight down, like just, and I'm like, oh shit, like, and then my friend's like, what's up, man? I'm like, oh, just pick out the beer, whatever. And I was like, do you guys have a bathroom? And I just like run up there, and I'm like trying to save it because I realize in my head, like, this is the only pair of pants I have, and these guys are gonna make fun of me, whatever. So I'm in there just trying to do like fucking like laundry. I'm like I throw my underwear away. There's no saving that. Trying to save the pants. I get back in the car and just like, we just go. No one makes a sense of it. And I'm like, it'll just dry out. I'm just in shit pants now. I was like too
You
stoned.
don't stink?
I don't know, man. I'm
You
panicking.
stink.
I probably, but we all
You
stink. Who
I have a
knows?
sensitive nose. I would have fucking sniffed you
I
out,
was
bro.
No, but wait for it. Fucking, my friend brought his dog. And that fool, his nose smelled it.
yeah.
So I'm in the
You
car.
can't fool a hound dog.
I'm in the car just trying to lay low, and this dog is just going under my. And I'm like, Otis, get the fuck out of here! And they're like, he's really obsessed with you, man. And then like
That dog sniffs shit for a living, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You think you can get by him?
Yeah, and we're in the hotel room, and I've like taken the pants off because I'm like, just like we're sleeping or whatever. And like every morning, the dog would wake up in the pants. Like he loved the fucking pants,
Yeah.
and I just kept wearing the shit pants, and it was horrible. And I never told any of them. None of them knew. And then one night I got drunk, and I told one of my friends, and he told all of them that I had shit my pants on that story. So it wasn't the worst, but it was the best.
That's a good one,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed
I wasn't
that.
mad about
the
that.
old butt pee, the old
butt pee.
311 Steel Reserve butt pee.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
Yeah.
Everybody's been there.
Just that look of
That
panic.
malt liquor.
Oh,
What
man.
the fuck?
It wasn't
I'm
good.
so glad you inspired me of a poop story I had long forgotten.
Yes.
I was a loan officer at American Home Loan selling mortgages for a living.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
You've had so many jobs. A loan officer. Yeah.
That used to be a bit of mine, which was also true. I said I look what I look like, and I would say I was a licensed realtor at one point in my life, and then everyone just laughs
Yeah.
because it's me.
Yeah.
And then I say I sold one house, and then they laugh, and then I go, it was my mother's.
Yeah.
And then I say I made $5,000 and bought a pound of marijuana and a record player.
That's
And then I just smoked the weed until I smoked the weed and listened to records until my license expired. And then I got into stand-up.
That's hilarious.
And that's my life story. And that used to be one of my first bits I wrote, which is
How did you go from like real estate guy to Trader Joe's? Or were you doing
drugs,
both?
man.
Drugs, obviously.
fuck
Have
do
you
you
not been
think,
listening? Yeah. Fair
Drugs, you dingbat.
Fair enough.
So I was on a Coke binger the night before.
Classic.
And, Thursday night you did the Coke binger
Yeah.
because then Friday is casual Friday and it's like half day. And you could just get through, It wasn't so bad. It wasn't a 10-hour day. It was just a 5-hour
Yeah,
day.
totally.
So I'm wearing these fucking shorts, and I did a Coke binger, and a lot of people don't know, but cocaine's cut with baby laxatives. A
that
lot
true?
of
I thought
coke
you
is.
just relaxed from it.
No, nobody's relaxed on cocaine, sir. You don't do drugs right. And then so I did this fucking cocaine, and I'm at work selling mortgages on the phone, standing up in shorts, in boxers. I wore boxers at that time. I wasn't enlightened yet, didn't know about boxer briefs. and I just do what I think is a fart,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a black mud squirt
Yeah.
that went
A
down my
mudslide.
leg. A mudslide. It was a rocky road mudslide. Right down the old
in
coned
shorts.
calves here. In shorts. In boxers. Black shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, that nice, healthy, alcoholic cocaine shit. And I squirt down my leg, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then, thank God, I'm right next to the bathroom, and I leave a little puddle of shit on the carpet.
Oh, my
It's
God.
shit that much. It's a little puddle of shit.
Jesus.
And I have another story that's insanely similar to this one. It was
But how'd you get
It
out
was
of
at my
it?
dad's house. This is another one, but I got to finish this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
We'll
please.
save that one for another podcast. Remember
Yeah.
the raid and the white carpet? Producer man
Jesus.
Landgren. And then, so I'm right near the bathroom at work, and I just book it to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking wash my underwear. I threw them away, and I get the stain out of my shorts as much as possible. But there's still a stain
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm wearing wet shit shorts. And then I'm in the bathroom for so long. And what you think the whole office knows, boy, Greg's been in the bathroom for 45 minutes. But nobody knows, you know.
half day. They don't care.
They
They're
don't
just trying to
care.
get
They
out
don't
of there.
know. They just think. Anyways, I carpool with my buddy because we're both from Torrance, carpooling to Irvine to sell mortgages and make a living and buy cocaine.
Yeah.
We did
classic.
coke together. And then he drove that day, and I was like, yo, fucking Jimmy, give me the keys. I'm going to get lunch early. I'm starving, you know. But really, I was going to the mall, and I was going to buy new underwear and new shorts. And then he's like, no, like, I drove. Like, we eat lunch together every single day. Like, what are you talking about? Just wait 35 minutes, and
Yeah.
I'll go with you. And I'm like, and I'm really persistent. Like, hey, let me get your keys. Like, I just want to, I'm
me
going to
the
grab
keys,
something real quick. And then he's like, no, like, what do you, like, no, you're not getting my truck, you know? And then I was like, I shit my pants. And he starts laughing. He goes, what? He goes, shit my pants. He's like, no, you're not getting in my car. That doo-doo booty. And then he emails everybody, and he goes, yo, Craig shit his
Oh,
pants
my God.
in the office. Look at his pants. And then, yeah, I quit. I quit the next week.
Because of shitting your pants.
There was a lot of reasons, but yeah, that was absolutely top of the list of the reasons. It was stressful. I mean, it had me shitting my pants.
I think my worst one ever is I was waiting tables in the Beverly Center at this restaurant called the Grand Lux Cafe. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it was the Cheesecake Factory, the nicer version of the Cheesecake Factory, and it was Mother's Day. And so that's when restaurants are the most fucking busy.
Yeah.
And we were up all night fucking drinking, you know, doing whatever. And it was one of those hungover mornings where I'm just getting through it. Well, I should have learned not to just fart, you know, but the same sort of situation. Farted and it was shit. It wasn't just fart. And they wear white pants there at this fucking restaurant. And I'm so busy and I'm just trying to go. You can see it coming out. It's bad news bears. And I go up to my manager and I'm just like, can you watch my section? And he's like, no, dude, we are slammed. And it's like, I need you to watch this section. He's like, what's wrong? And I give him that look. I just shit my pants. And
Yeah.
he's like, I got it, man.
Yeah,
And he was just like, it was one of those bro moments.
I
where,
got it. He throws you some baby wipes.
yeah. And it was just bad news. And then I come down and there was no saving it. They sent me home early. It was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. Shit
How
my
we doing
pants.
on time there?
1 hour, 2
Oh,
minutes.
this flew by. Good guess, sir. We gotta stop it with the poop talk.
Yeah.
Because I did an episode
got
where
it.
me and him talked about shit for 30 minutes, and I listened back and I was like, that was too much.
That was too
That was way too much.
shit. Yeah.
Maybe 5 minutes is cool. Give him a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
The chunk of the podcast, no. So I actually sent out a blast to my fans to get people to send in stories of fucked upness or them shitting their pants.
Sure.
And I got back some fucking gems, and I got some voicemails.
Oh, that's
and
hilarious.
I'm gonna do one of them. Let me see. Get the fuck out of here. Did you hear that choo choo?
I did hear the choo choo.
What the shit? Here it is.
So, first off, love the podcast. Second, let me set the scene. So, I'm a Christmas baby, so we don't celebrate my birthday very much. And my brother and our friends were a bunch of assholes. So, one year, we were celebrating my birthday. We were smoking and we were drinking and just getting tore up. where there's this one dude, and everyone kept fucking with him when he passed out. So we were drawing dicks all over his face, and then someone got the idea to shave his eyebrows off, and we super glued his hands to his dick. So eventually he like wakes up and he's pulling out his fucking pubic fingers, and he's like, "Come on, guys, it's Christmas Eve." And we didn't think about that. So here's this poor fucking soul on Christmas Eve, and now he's got no eyebrows, and he's got fucking pubic fingers, and he's got dicks all over his face, and he's just all around fucked up. And he's like, "Man, I was supposed to take fucking pictures with my family."
Oh, shit.
And we felt bad because now he's got these family pictures where, you know, he scrubbed all the dicks off, and he's wearing a beanie to cover his eyes, so you can't see that he's got no eyebrows. And we felt so bad after that. Now, you know, from then on, I never once fucking messed with anybody after they passed out. I think we took it a little too far that year. But at the same time, it's kind of funny. But I feel like now I'm a better person because we did it the once, and I never did it again. Thanks, Craig.
I love how it started off, and then he, like, at the end, it was a lesson. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't even tell him to do that. Like, all your fans are like, we did bad, but now we're good.
Did you hear the part where he said they super glued his hands to his dick?
Yeah.
And I missed that part.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
He said he's got pube.
Yeah, the
hands.
pube hands. Oh,
Well,
my
so-
God.
We could edit that and
Put
play
the
the
real
audio
audio.
so
Yeah.
it's better, but and
That's
I could even do a
hilarious.
little setup. Just say, here's an audio from a fan. He super glued his buddy's hands to his dick. I thought I've done some fucked up shit in my day. I've duct tape eyes shut and hogtied friends,
Yeah.
but super gluing
too much.
your hands to your
You
dick
got to take that
pube
guy's
area?
hands and then put it. You got to do some work to make that happen.
I tip my cap to you, pube
Me
hands.
too.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
even the eyebrows is sad, but you can Photoshop that in. But
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
too
yeah.
far.
That is too
Have you
far.
seen people without eyebrows? I'm half
terrifying.
Mexican. You know how many fucking chola cousins I have that shave
Oh
their
my
fucking
gosh.
eyebrows
They
and then they
pencil 'em
pencil
in.
them in the rest of their goddamn life? And I'm just like, yo, just what is with it? Fucking Mexican culture and speed that makes you shave your fucking eyebrows off.
I have no. I never understood the shaved eyebrows.
It's
I
a-
would be. I don't think I've ever shaved my eyebrow.
It's
Like,
a chola thing.
yeah, I know, but I'm like in my whole life, I don't think I've ever. Like, I'd be afraid it wouldn't grow back.
It doesn't. A lot of times people do not learn that, or they learn that the fucking
That's so
hard
fucked.
way.
Imagine if you were that guy who your friends pranked you, and then your eyebrow never grew back.
I probably would be in prison because I would stab my friend that did that
Oh,
because you forever look
Different.
weird.
And then your friends just call you brows for the rest of your life.
You just look like no matter what,
Yeah.
you are the odd person there. There could be a guy with a scar on his face and you still trump him
Yeah.
with your fucking no eyebrow.
Well, or you could make it into a career. You know that guy from The Wire, that actor? What's his name? I forget his name.
No brow McGee?
No, he's a black guy. He has like all these scars on his face. He was in The Wire.
Michael K. Williams, something like that.
Yeah, something like
Oh, yeah,
that.
he's a great actor.
Yeah, he's amazing. But literally on his 21st birthday, he was at a bar. He got shit-faced, got into a fight with someone, and some fucking dickhead took a box cutter and cut that on his face. And now he has that his whole life, but he made it. He's a badass now.
Yeah, there's that one.
You could have been that badass guy with no brows.
I don't think that works the same.
It doesn't work. I don't have any eyebrows. Yeah, I know. I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a scar. And,
Yeah, it's different.
yeah.
Man, that's a hilarious story. It's nice to know that there's other people out there that are doing just as crazy shit as we all did. Like, it's not just us.
Yeah. I put a dead fish in the car. Did I talk about that one?
I don't think so.
My buddy gave me a frozen yellowtail. He said, "Hey, I love fish." And he goes, "Hey, you want some yellowtail?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." I thought it was going to be vacuum sealed fillets like
Yeah.
most of the time anybody gives you fish when they're a fisherman.
Yeah.
He comes over to this whole frozen fucking 3-foot yellowtail. It's like, what the fuck you want? I can't even fillet it. It's frozen.
Yeah.
And I'm lazy, so I just shove it in my garage freezer, and it just sits there for way too long. And then one night, me and my buddies are shit-faced drunk, and we go, "Hey, let's put that fish in someone's car." And we were
Like a stranger's car.
yeah. And then at that time, you're shit-faced, and in high school, you're like, "All right, that sounds like a great plan." So we're just literally walking around the neighborhood, pulling every car door handle we could find. Alarms are going off with this dead fish. And finally, a couple blocks over, some poor bastard left their car unlocked. And we just opened it, and we put the fish in the back seat on the floor, and we put there was newspapers in there. We just covered it with a layer of newspapers. And then we locked the door and shut it.
That is so
Didn't
funny.
steal anything. We're not monsters.
That was so funny. If you were the guy whose car that was, you're like, what the fuck is this? And also, like, you might go, like, you wouldn't ever think a stranger did that because you would think that was like, fuck, I shouldn't have messed with Tammy. Or, like, he probably went down some weird
He
rabbit hole.
probably thinks that somebody he did wrong in his past
finally got
is threatening his life with the dead fish.
What does a frozen yellowtail mean? What does it mean?
Some mafioso shit. He's looking up symbols. Is that the yellowtail of death? I don't understand.
But it's frozen.
But really, it was 3 or 4 drunk high school kids who had nothing to do. And just
God.
put a dead fish in his car.
That's so funny.
And still to this day, I have no idea who I did that to. Not fucking the slightest. I couldn't give you the year, make, model of the car. Not an ounce of evidence other than if they stumble across my podcast and listen to this episode.
That would
was
be
you
so
motherfucker.
funny.
So if you're in Torrance in about 2002 near Avis Avenue, I believe we were like on Osage or some shit. So if you lived in Torrance, you got a dead 3-foot yellowtail in the back of your car. It was me, motherfucker.
I would love for that to happen.
I did it. And I'm sorry. I was
So
fucked
funny.
up and I didn't know. I don't do stuff like that anymore.
Yeah, what do you do? Do you just like drink tea and hang out now? Like
I
you,
do.
Yeah.
I literally do. I have like 8 different kinds of tea. It's funny
Man,
you bring
you
that.
just-
I
you
got
just switched.
fucking Rubois raspberry.
So what? When you're gonna run out of stories one day, or do you have enough logged up? Like you gotta. What do you do now?
And that's when I'll be back.
When I run out of stories,
I'm out of
that's
stories.
when I'm
It's
coming
time
back.
to relapse. 6 months of relapse.
Why did you relapse? Well, I ran out of stories.
Oh Jesus! I just have I don't know. Life happens to me. I just have not that it doesn't happen to everybody, but there's just like this fucking.
No, well, you go out of your way though. Like before I even knew who you were, I remember you because I used to go to that Trader Joe's you worked at in West Hollywood. Like I lived right by there. And one day I was on the phone with my dad talking about a book on stand-up that I had been reading, and you would just happen to be my cashier guy, and just I'm on the phone with my dad and you're like, what's that book? I'm a stand-up. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I remember like telling you about it and leaving being like, that was so fucking weird. Who is that? That guy's not a stand-up. And then I started seeing you coming up and then I'd bump into you and I'm like, that's crazy. And now I'm on your podcast.
Yeah, I was a weird guy at that store. I remember I used to do. I wish I wrote it down in the moment. I did so much shit to customers that I don't even know how I did it, Like, just say the most. I remember somebody said, how's your day going? And they're like, oh, my mom just died. And I was like, way to bring me down too, brother. Huh?
That is hilarious.
But it made them laugh.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
good.
knew it was the biggest gamble of my life. But I was like, I'm going for it.
Yeah. That's
But
good.
I didn't know that,
No, they
man.
laugh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can get away with that.
No, I saved them, and then like I remember a couple of times that happened, and then it was a real heart-to-heart moment, and I was just like, whoa, that could have led to me getting fired, but instead we both I hugged a stranger and almost cried at work.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's dope. But like literally shit like that. And then even silly goose shit to like a straight up stranger, and they're like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Nothing, fart ass. How's your day?" And then they'd be like, "But I would do it
With a smile.
with the smile,
Yeah.
but also like on somebody who I think I could get away with, but
Yeah,
still
yeah.
I had no fucking clue. I had no clue." And then they'd be like, "Did you just call me fart ass?" I go, "Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?" Like just crazy, just because I wanted to get fired. It was in my subconscious, you know. But thank God, like 9 out of 10 times, they just laughed.
Well,
their
you were
ass
also
off.
in like West Hollywood. Like if you were in like, you know, fucking Rancho Cucamonga, they
Yeah.
might be like, "Let's go, bro." But here they're like, "You got that.
Yeah.
That's good stuff."
Yeah, most of the time they're like, you get it. But every now and then, people would shut down and have nothing of the sorts, and I would just dig in deeper.
Oh
and
shit,
do
you
that.
just go for it.
Like whenever they put their head down, I'd mime faces. I'm like,
That's
you know, like,
hilarious.
and then like my coworkers would crack up, and then they'd look at me, and I'd go, "Huh," you know, like I didn't do anything. It's just that type of shit.
There's
Just
some
fuck
weird
'em, you
people
know?
at that Trader Joe's that used to work there.
Yeah, him. He's
You used
still
to
there.
work there? You
still
still
do.
work there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just remember there was some dude who always looked, I'm like, I bet that dude's into bondage. I don't remember his name, but he always wore like leather straps.
Yeah,
and
he got fired too,
Okay, yeah, I'm like that fool. And then there was like some dude named Gordy, and he was always working samples. And I'm like, that guy has to be doing drugs.
No, he's just insane.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Just
He's
insane.
just
I don't think he's on drugs. If it is, it's probably prescribed by his
yeah. But I just remember thinking like, whenever I go into that Trader Joe's, I'm like, there should be a sitcom about, like everyone here is just nuts.
It was a shit show.
Yeah, you okay? That's hilarious that you work at that Trader Joe's. I relocated because some dickheads bought our building and kicked us out, so now I have to go to the Trader Joe's over there now, the one on Sunset in
You
Crescent
son
Heights.
of a bitch.
I know,
Loyal.
I know.
I don't know. That was a pretty good episode. We
I feel good about it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's it. This is Craig Conan at Community Service. I hope you enjoyed my podcast. I have my buddy Andrew Delman on. We got Christopher Lund on the fucking ones and twos, the DJ over there. And then keep sending your stories in. If they're funny, I'll share them. And yeah, voicemails are probably better because if you send me emails, I don't know if you guys can't write so good or if I can't read so good. Just send the voicemails. All right, you fuck faces. I love you all. Have a good evening.